So for script tasks like determine cancellation penalty, we need to specify the script. And here the BPM specification pretty much leaves us the freedom to choose the scripting language of our preference. So for example, again here Oracle and IBM utilize JavaScript, Camunda Fox for example utilizes Groovy, whereas Bidagi utilizes a proprietary scripting language. Then we also need to specify expressions for task, event, and sequence flow. For example, in the context of a loop or a multi-instance task, we need to translate the textual annotation that capture the completion condition and cardinality into a well-defined expression in a scripting language. When it comes to events, then we refer to temporal expressions that need to encode the label of a timer event. For example, every Friday afternoon, we need to encode that label into a temporal expression. For example, using date and time variables. Then we also need to define an expression to encode the conditions of the outgoing branches of an XOR or OR split. So for example, in our order to cash process, the conditions that items are in stock. So pretty much this expression here is going to check the content of the process variable stock availability. So for default branches, we do not need to encode any condition because these are going to be taken by the BPMS should all other conditions for the same split evaluate to false. The last type of execution properties is about specifying participant assignment rules and the structure and look and feel of the user interface. So meaning how the form is going to look like on screen, how data is going to be presented to the human participant and how his input is going to be grabbed by the BPMS. Now, in terms of participant assignment rules, we intend how participants is going to be assigned what task. So the allocation strategy, for example, could be the one with the shortest queue, or randomly, or even based on some capabilities, like the one that is most experienced with this particular type of order, like international order or orders for a particular product. Now, strictly speaking, this last type of execution property is the only one that is left underspecified by the BPMN standard. The BPMN standard provides a default way of specifying all other execution properties that we have described. However, in practice, BPMSs tend to have their own proprietary or specific way of specifying these execution properties. Hence, in the next lecture, we are going to see how to perform this last step of the method in the context of a concrete BPMS.